Hello and welcome to a Dota commentary by Sir Purebe. That's me, and this is a Dota replay. It's a Warcraft 3 replay. It's for GEST, I believe, IDC November, if I'm not mistaken. It's between the teams Mineski and First Esports. I don't know the players. I don't really know the Dota scene. I'll be honest, I don't. I wish I knew more, and I'm a little bit under the weather right now, so if I sound a little bit sick or tired or coldy, it's just because I'm recovering from the flu or the cold or something in that terrible range of sicknesses and illnesses. It's one of those. I'm recovering. I'm taking some XD stuff and it's helping a bit, but not enough. So anyway, that's all that out of the way. The other thing I would like to say is I am a pub level Dota player. I just like to watch Dota commentaries. I like watching Dota commentaries. I like watching all sorts of commentaries for esports games, StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, etc., etc. And I normally am a Warcraft 3 commentator. Sorry, I don't know what, sorry. Hey, I thought someone was at my door. But anyway, so I don't really do Dota commentating, and so this is probably not going to be that great of a commentary, but I'm going to try my best, and hopefully you guys can leave me some feedback and tell me, you know, if I did some stupid things, or, you know, if there was something that, you know, you prefer with your Dota commentators that you normally watch that I don't do, or whatever, you know, just general feedback's always greatly appreciated. And so I just wanted to say that. And so let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. We're going to talk about the picks and bans as they happen, but I'm not well aware enough to really tell you too much more in depth about them. But let's go ahead and see. We do see Mineski with the banning Templar Assassin and the Darkseer. Gonna go ahead and see a Dragonhawk ban as well as a Bat ban or a Skywrath ban and a Bat Rider ban from the First Esport. Over for Mineski, we can see that they're picked up already the Shadow Demon and the ES, the Earth Shaker, the mighty Earth Shaker guy. And we have the Dragon Knight being picked up as well for their carry, it looks like. Over here for First Esport, we can see they do have the Puck, the Fairy Dragon, Drow, the Dark Ranger, or Dro, however you prefer to pronounce that, and as well as a Jakiro, which is a nice pick. So we do have some nice picks right there. I'm going to go slow it down just a little bit. I feel like it's kind of passing me up here. I thought this would take a little longer for them. But, so yeah, the bans, now we do see the Silencer as well as the Obsidian Destroyer being banned by Mineski. And over here you can see that First Esport is going to ban Slardar. So if you look, we can see really currently it looks to me like for Mineski they have the Shadow Demon and the Earth Shaker for their supports, their first two picks being supports, and then they did go ahead and follow up with that Dragon Knight carry pick. Over here we can see that First Esport did pick a Fairy Dragon as their first pick. Not a bad pick either. It can kind of play as a carry. At least I remember it used to be something that I saw referred to as a carry. I'm not sure if that doesn't really seem to be the role it plays anymore. And they do have that Drow or the Dro, which that definitely is a very good carry, but it's a carry without survivability, and that's a big issue. That carry has a lot of survivability issues. You have to get like a Lothar's or something on it, and invisibility is really not that great of an escape, but Lothar's does provide nice damage. So maybe that's an item, that's a pub item. I don't know what we'll see in this particular game for her to get in terms of survivability. Maybe a BKB gonna be against that Shadow Demon and the Earthshaker, as well as the looks like now they have an Omni and a Magnus. That is a fair amount of spell damage, and of course the Dragon Knight also has the stun from Dragon Tail as well as Breath of Fire, which is magic damage as well. So we might see a BKB. I'm not sure if that's going to be the best choice, but either way, to finish off those bans, we do see that Weaver being banned by Mineski or First Esport. And let's pause because I didn't know that was going to disappear so quickly. So do you see for First Esport Drow or Dro, Windrunner? It looks like their final pick is Ezreal, Keeper of the Light, and Windrunner. So there we have it. And I know people like to introduce the players for the heroes. That, unfortunately, I don't even know who the players are, but I'll go ahead and give it a try. So let's start on the Mineski side. We'll see Dragon Knight being played by Mineski YP Color. Omni being played by Mineski Owa P Color. Owa. And over here you can see down here for the Shadow Demon being played by Mineski RR P Color. going with some pretty basic items there. We're going to see that the Earthshaker is going to be played by Mineski at WTZ P color, and the Earthshaker does have the wards right there. Going to drop the wards, give them to the Magnus, who is being played by Mineski J P color. Dropping those wards right here, an odd position to drop. I thought the Magnus would pick those up. Not going to happen. I think I see what they're doing though. I think they're faking out their opponents, making them think when they select their heroes that they've already placed the wards when they haven't done so. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that there's a little bit of miscommunication, because DJ Magnus player did go back and actually pick those up. Over here for First Esports, we do see that the Jakiro is going to be played by First Esports SKZ. Over here for the Windrunner, we're going to be seeing that First Esports WT. Their Ezreal going to be played on First Esports JS. And their Puck going to be played by First Esports JJJ. And finally, their Drow or Dro being played First Esports New. So there you have it, the lanes. We do see, it looks like Jakiro going to be mid, having an Earthshaker. Going to go ahead and drop down this just to give a little bit of sight and then pick up that regeneration rune. Not a bad choice. You don't really want to leave the runes there for their opponents to eventually pick up. Just going to go ahead and use that. It's a little bit efficiently. You never know, you might have done a little bit of damage with that anyway, but I think it was mainly just for sight. In the mid lane though, we do have Puck versing off against the Dragon Knight. We do have the Earthshaker hanging around here, just maybe in case, trying to protect this Dragon Knight, it does look like. And this, going to go ahead and see some nice Breath of Fire right there. I think it hit the Puck and also got him a last hit, which is nice. And of course, Puck is going to be able to do pretty well in this mid lane if I understand things correctly. I don't think he's going to have too much of an issue. It looks like he just went ahead and did phase shift. I think he's trying to dodge these Breaths of Fire, and little things like that could definitely be a big deal for, you know, survivability and sustainability in the mid lane. We do see that Earthshaker has now, I believe, gone to the bot lane. Yes, indeed. We do have the Shadow Demon pulling on the bot lane, and it looks like we do have the Jakiro right here, coming in here, trying to see if he can do some damage to these guys. Gonna come in here, and we're gonna see the Ezreal as well as the Windrunner and the Jakiro all coming down here. Gonna go ahead and try to steal. I think that was stolen by the Shockwave from that Keeper of Light, that creep kill right there. The Jakiro now in a little bit of trouble, going to go ahead and tangle his way out of this mess right there, pulling himself up this way, trying to keep him alive. We do have, it looks like a mana leak maybe was used on the Omni. I'm not sure if he has that. No, he doesn't. Okay, maybe it was just an odd animation. My bad, he's still level 1, so he can't have mana leak because he does indeed have Shockwave. There we do see the Omni going ahead and denying a creep kill right there, and let's see, Mineski just with that Shadow Demon and Earthshaker right here on the sidelines. Are they going to go in here for some creep kills? They might try to. We do have a Clarity on that Earthshaker. Is about to be full mana. There it is, full mana, and the Clarity, of course, being done. So there's all of that. Down here we do see the Windrunner taking a little bit of skills. Gonna go ahead and see Jakiro doing that frozen thing. Jakiro in the prison and gonna get hit by that Earthshaker's fissure. Yes, indeed, that's the name. So there you have it. That's what's going on in the bottom lane. Over here in the top lane, we can see. Looks to me like Magnus chilling out. Gonna go ahead and bottle a haste rune, a side lane bottle, an interesting choice. The Drow up here, gonna pretty much doing pretty fine. Let's look at his CS, 8-4. Well, maybe not that great on CS, 8-4 for a sideline versus a Magnus who is also a 4-0. So, I mean, it's not bad. There's not been that many waves. So, here we do see that Magnus in a little bit of trouble right here, being slowed. Gonna go ahead and skewer that Drow. Gonna go ahead and get some shockwaves off. Really nice play by this Magnus. Gonna go ahead and turn it around and actually kill the Drow. Really nice play by Jay right there. That was really well done. I liked that quite a bit. Down here in the bottom lane, do you see these creeps have been pulled back? The Omni, they're really just trying to keep the creeps from attacking the tower right there. So nicely done. Shockwave coming in here, trying to pick off this Shadow Demon who is still pulling out creep camps, just trying to keep the lane on basically as close to this tower as possible. If I understand this, the way they're doing this, maybe not though. Maybe they're trying to push. That could also be a possibility right down here, and we will see that lots of stuff going on down here. That's very informative. Lots of stuff going on down here. We see it looks like a fissure as well as a prison. Jakiro does go down. Omni Knight is surrounded in these trees. Will he get stunned? No, gonna go ahead and give himself a repel just in the nick of time as that shackle shot goes off. We do see this SD, the Shadow Demon does go down between that Windrunner and the Keeper of the Light, however. So there is that Omni Knight down here, not really doing too well. He does have that Ring of Basilius turned off just hero, so if he was trying to push the lane, that would definitely be on it. I don't think he's trying to push the lane. Maybe just would like to keep it right here. We'll see though exactly what he's deciding to do. Earthshaker now back in the middle lane, or hanging around the mid lane. Once again, we do see the Dragon Knight right now going to go ahead and bottle up a double damage rune. He is level 5. Let's see how these CS are looking for that puck. 25 and 7. Gonna go ahead and see a stun and that Dragon double damage rune being popped. Yes, gonna come in here. Very nice fissure. Gonna go ahead and take down that puck. Nicely done. A good roam by the Earthshaker. Up top, we can see that Magnus and Drow are definitely having a lot of fun between the two. As you can see, just trading some blows right there. Magnus still has a full bottle right now. Gonna go ahead and use that. Now Mineski is actually a team that does, if I remember correctly, use multiple crows. Usually one crow for bottle crow and one crow just for general team usage. So we'll see, but the Shadow Demon has actually roamed at top now, and I don't know if the Drow is aware of this, but he's hanging back, playing really smart, does not want to die or underestimate that Magnus again. He definitely did make a mistake earlier to do so, and he lost very dearly his life for that. Sorry. Bit of a mucus problem. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? It's like, oh, it's mucus problem, man. It's not good. But I'm in the mid lane. Not too much going on. We do have up here the Earthshaker has now made his way top lane as well. We do see a lot of very aggressive roaming now from the Shadow Demon and this Earthshaker as well. And I'm trying to not sneeze. Okay, that Drow hanging up here in these trees, not wanting to die, and that's really good. Just by being here, their presence has forced the Drow to be very defensive, giving the Magnus a distinct lane advantage right there if he didn't already have one. From that early kill, we do see the Earthshaker now roaming back mid lane. Are there any wards up? Yes, we do see one ward right here from First Esports, an aggressive ward on their side of the map. Of course, that's a great ward, does give you a lot of vision. Nothing really going on in that area though. We do see a haste being picked up by the puck. So we do see that Shadow Demon now just still roaming without boots too, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure what the metagame in Dota is, but roaming without boots on both the Earthshaker and the Shadow Demon, of course, they're being very effective in this game. And wow, that is a very large leaderboard. I forgot how big that is from the observer point of view. We won't be pulling that back up, I don't think. We'll see, maybe. Bot lane is in a bit of trouble. Might lose a tower right here. We do see this Earthshaker roaming down. Omni Knight gonna go ahead and have maybe a kill attempt on him. Earthshaker gonna go ahead and lay that fissure down to keep the Omni Knight alive. So it's a really good fissure by this Earthshaker. We do see the Windrunner coming up here with a Tingle. Just gonna go ahead and pop that Tingle. Get up here a little bit faster. We're gonna see this Dragon Knight coming in here. He is level 7. We're gonna see both the Keeper of the Light and the Jakiro teeping up. Nope, the Keeper of the Light has been stunned. You're gonna go ahead and see a shackle shot on that Elder Dragon formed Dragon Knight. Omni chasing down the Keeper of the Light as well as the Dragon Knight. You can see the Keeper of the Light doing a turn. Not going to matter. The Windrunner is running away from the Earthshaker as well. And it looks like First Esports all going to get away from that. And what will this Dragon Knight do now that he has popped his ultimate and hasn't actually been able to get a kill with that? We'll have to wait and see. Exactly going to go ahead and pop that. Wait for that bottle to come there. Be delivered for him. He needs to crow that up a little bit. And I'm not sure. They might only have one courier. We'll have to see. And that's a vulture with a lot of items. A bottle of salve. There we go. Phase boots being made. There you have it. So not too much going on right there. Up here at top, we can see the Shadow Demon and the Jakiro. Magnus making a kill attempt, going to kill Jakiro right there. And where is that Drow? That Drow had been prisoned right there by the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon has backed off right back there in the back. Yeah, in the back. Yeah. Can I say back more times in one sentence? I probably could if you paid me. You probably have to pay me though, so I don't know. Down here we do see that Omni creeping out a little bit jungle right there. He does know that without this tower right here, that the lane is a little bit less than safe up here. So creeping out, very nicely done. Puck gonna go ahead and get an illusion rune. Gonna send one of these illusions bottom and gonna send his main puck to the middle of the map. Over here in the top lane we can see we're going to see a 3-man push with the Dro, the Windrunner, and the Keeper of the Light. That's a lot of pushing power between the True Shot Aura, which, as you can see, just it's level 8. Whatever. I'm not sure what exactly level it is because I forgot the tooltip does that. Let me look and see. Dro is here.
Are under attack.
And does it tell me the abilities? No. I don't think it does. Well, sorry, I'm not quite sure then what exactly it has for abilities, but there you have it. Its farm, not that great, really. 21-6 with 2 deaths. Not all that great. Would you see the Jakiro over here? Would you see a stacked camp? Gonna go ahead and be crept out by that Jakiro and the Creeper of the Light. Ooh. Over here for Mineski, I think this is the second crow. Yeah, they do have 2 crows. There it is. One's a Zeppelin, one's a crow. Good to have those models be a little different. You're going to see that Magnus skewering the Jakiro right into a fissure, and of course the Shadow Demon as well, and that Jakiro does go down. Shadow Demon taking a full-on shockwave, brought down to half-life, also going to get hit by that Windrunner's power shot, and going to very narrowly dodge. Almost narrowly dodged 2 things right there. Did dodge a shockwave, did not dodge the illusory orb, and the Shadow Demon does go down. Down goes Magnus as well, being shackle shotted with that Omni. Also seeing the Earthshaker die as well, and now the Omni trying to get away desperately, gonna fall down to an arrow from that Windrunner. Very, very close. And now the Puck trying to get out of that battle. So we do see that it is all 5 of First Esports team lineup up here in the top part of the map. Very much aggressive. We do see in the middle of the map that the Dragon Knight is in Elder form, just going ahead and trying to push, maybe going to try to get to that mid tower. Would be nice to pick up a tier 2 tower. It's a worthy trade, I would imagine, to lose your top tower, your top tier 1 tower for a mid tier 2 tower. We'll see if that is going to actually happen. Up here we do see that Magnus and the Earthshaker have gone to the top. Still Jakiro going mid through the river, and we do have now that Puck up here. Just seeing what he's going to do. Going to force the Dragon Knight back. Also, though, they did not get that tier 1 tower, so it was a really nice play by the Dragon Knight to be in the mid game, or to be in that mid lane right there pushing, because I don't think they could have defended that whole push very easily, but they don't want to lose a tier 2 tower for a tier 1. That's definitely not a good trade. So especially not your mid-tier 2, because your mid-tier 2, fairly important, really, all things considered. Over here, we're going to see that Dragon Knight does have a Lothar's Edge on him. Of course, it's a great item. It does provide movement speed and damage and attack speed. All those are good things. Invisibility, of course, is fairly easy countered, but there we do see that Dragon Knight going to go ahead and, with that Lothar's Edge, gank the Puck, kill the Puck very quickly. There was, of course, a little bit of help from that Shadow Demon. Going to have a Magnus trying to take out the Keeper of Light. Going to go ahead and use Reverse Polarity to kill it while it's TPing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had to use the reverse polarity. Of course, he had to skewer his way over there. However, but nicely done. And now Mineski will go ahead and take the top tier 1 tower. So really nice play by them. And if we look, we can see that it's fairly even, really, right now in terms of tower count. We do see Mineski at 2 tier 1 towers, and First Esports at 1 tier 1 tower. Mineski at 8 kills, and First Esports at 6 kills. So it's not. First Esports probably behind a bit right now. I would say they probably have less farm. If we look at the Omni, we can see he has a 32, 3 right there. The Dragon Knight's really the person to be looking at. He's at 61.6, and that Drow is actually at 22.6. So, but yeah, I would say that Mineski's definitely leading in farm. We do see that Magnus, though, going ahead and skewering through, getting a nice shockwave off. That Magnus going to be picked off by the trio focus fire from the Keeper of the Light, the Puck, and the Dro. Gonna go ahead and see, yeah, so First Esports just went ahead and picked up a couple kills, and they are now at 9 kills while Mineski is still at 8. So First Esports taking a little bit of advantage right there in terms of sheer number of kills. Gonna go ahead and try to take out this Omni, maybe. Gonna have a little bit of support coming in from that Earthshaker in the back with that fissure. We do see, of course, the shockwave coming in, not gonna do any damage, of course, to an Omni Knight with Repel, so he's not gonna try to pop that, he's just gonna let that kill creeps. And then we have that. Now the Dragon Knight TPing in. Gonna go ahead and get 3 kills with that Breath of Fire. Very nice. And just picking up that farm. Of course, he is at 64 CS with still 2 kills. He only has 1 death. So his farm is certainly quite good. He does have Treads and that Lothar's Edge and a bottle. Of course, he does have a QB as well as 2 branches. Not really all that important, those items, but still. There we do have it, of course. Now we do see that spell spamming, trying to get the creep equilibrium right here on this tower. First Esports trying to push it, do as much damage to it as they can, but also by forcing the tower right there, by keeping those spell spamming done, they have forced a lot of heroes from Mineski to be near this tier 1 tower. So it's really nice for them to do so, and they do have that. Their hero lineup is definitely very much oriented towards pushing. Of course, Drow does have that global push with the creeps. The ranged creeps, of course, do a lot of extra damage with that True Shot aura. Gonna go ahead and see a fissure separating the puck into a bad spot right here for First Esport, away from the rest of his team, but not terrible because he is able to retreat back into those trees. Gonna go ahead and take some damage from that. Really, the Shadow Demon, his ultimate, I think, is what's on him. It looks like it. Puck actually gonna go down to a fissure. Nicely done by that Earthshaker. And I'm just like, ugh. It's cold, or flu, or whatever it is. But yeah, up here we do see that Magnus still farming up here. Magnus at a really nice farm, 61 CS with 4 kills and only 2 deaths. So he's doing pretty good up there. We do see, of course, the Earthshaker not doing a lot of CS. He's only got 4 CS and he's 1-2, but he's certainly been doing really well in this game, even if his stats don't necessarily say that. Picking up another CS right there. We do see now Shadow Demon also at 1-3 kills and deaths, 1 kill, 3 deaths, and 2-1 CS. So really, Shadow Demon not doing too well either on terms of stats, but really doing just fine. And we do see now that Magnus is gonna go ahead and blink in there with this, skewer out the brown player. Who's that? The Windrunner. She died so fast I couldn't really tell exactly which, if she was the Drow or if she was the Windrunner, and it was indeed the Windrunner. Over here we can, yeah. So, yeah, and over here we can see the Keeper of the Light. He's got 21 CS, 2 kills and 1 death. Not really as good stats as you would expect, as well as I would expect. I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I'm just a pub player, so maybe that's acceptable. I just feel like, given the amount of pushing, but then again, he does have to contend with a lot of other spell spam when he does do that AoE pushing that he does. So that might be why he doesn't get all those CS that you might expect, or that I might expect. But anyway, up here, Windrunner at 40 CS, 4 kills, 1 death. Gonna go ahead and see a smoke. All 5 of Esports, or First Esports players are smoking. Gonna go ahead and see Jakiro maybe hanging in the back, yeah, taking his time to catch up with the group, trying to maybe get a kill on this Shadow Demon. We'll see, will they be able to do so? Do they know he's here? They know he's there. The question is, how close are they gonna be able to get before the smoke wears off? 1,000 units about, right? Yeah. Gonna go ahead and see them stunning and getting these off. Gonna go ahead and take down that Shadow Demon. So a nice smoke ink. It was fruitful, and now they could come down through the river, or up through this passageway right above the river. All of them except the Drow. The Drow gonna go ahead and try to back off and farm mid. And he does need farm. If we look at his CS, we can see he's only got 22 CS, so he definitely needs some farm. Just opting for those 2 Wraith Bands and the Treads, because that's all he can afford. We'll go ahead and see Jakiro being just stunned on by this Dragon form, Elder Dragon form, Death Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight did have a repel on him. The repel has worn off. He is now shackle shotted, taking a lot of damage. Another repel coming in there right there as he runs away, and a lot of spell damage getting narrowly avoided with that repel. And Mineski just backing off right now. We do see both teams at 10 kills each. So who's in the lead? I would still put Mineski in the lead. Mineski. I think it's Mineski. Simply because their carries really just have more farm. I mean, really, that's about it. But, you know, if you look, you can see that the lanes are about the same. I mean, again, Mineski is still up 1 tower. Are they actually? I'm not sure. They might be up 2 towers now. Yeah, they have 3 tier 1 towers, so they have all of the tier 1 towers. They still have 2 of their tier 1 towers up, and none of the tier 2 towers in the game have fallen. So actually, yes, Mineski is up 2 towers, and they have better CS. So Mineski is definitely doing really well, even though they have even kill numbers, really. And if we look at the levels, we can see that really easily. Mineski is definitely doing a little bit better on levels as well. They do have 2 level 11s, while First Esport has no level 11s, and we can see that Omni, ES are both level 8, and the Shadow Demon at level 7. Over here for First Esports, we can see that Jakiro is at level 7, and then they have level 8 on their Keeper of the Light, then level 9s on Drow, Windrunner, and then level 10 on the Puck. So there was that, pretty much all that. Not too much more interesting than that. Over in the mid lane, we can see Dro, he got some farm up now. He's at the 30 CS, and the Keeper of the Light over here, 24 CS, yes indeed. right, 26 now. I did go ahead and shockwave that creep lane. And we do have a first Esport kind of hanging around right here. And the question is, are they going for a kill? Maybe. Dragon Knight up here farming at 92 CS, doing really well on CS. Mineski is very low on their top tier 1 tower. Not quite in deny range, I don't think, but getting very, very close to it. Certainly. I'll take a sip of water. And once again, we're going to see the smoke being used by First Esport. All of their heroes, except for that Windrunner, are in smoke, but they're all very close to this Windrunner. This could be a trap set up to maybe try to kill this Magnus. We're going to go ahead and see the Magnus getting repelled. He could blink over here. The blink has now been canceled by the Windrunner. And the players are coming in here, going to do a little bit of damage, and definitely not going to be able to get this Magnus, at least not now. It doesn't look like it. Maybe Magnus does have that repel off. Going to get spell spammed. The repel back up, even though we do have the puck ult coming in here. And lots of stuff happening right there. Shockwave as well as Jakiro's just baller AoE, being also Jakiro being prisoned. And now I do see, of course, Jakiro backing off. First Esport is going to be a ice path on the Shadow Demon, not quite close enough. He was stunned, however, during that duration. And see down here, go ahead and see, it looks like Blue has died, whoever Blue is. I think, I don't know, yeah. Shadow Demon going down as well as the Earthshaker right there, and now the Omni Knight being chased as well. Omni Knight being chased all the way into his base. Illusionary Orb not going to be used for damage, just going to be used for teleporting and into a superior position uphill, going to kill the Omni Knight. So I think besides the Dragon Knight up here top who is pushing this tower, they did just do a team wipe. So, or at least a 4-player kill wipe. And of course, Dragon Knight is going to have to back off from the top lane push because he has actually ran out of his ultimate duration. He has picked up a Hyperstone as well as that Lothar is now at this point. Going to TV back to his main base. And who is Blue? It's Magnus. Yes, I thought it was Magnus, but I didn't want to say if I wasn't sure. But yes. So Magnus was the first to die, I believe, in that earlier engagement. First Esport now up 4 kills at 14, while Mineski at 10 kills. You can see that on terms of towers, we do have Mineski picking off a tier 2 tower right there in the top lane for First Esport. I guess it doesn't matter; it's always the top lane, isn't it? Yeah, it's always the top lane, right?
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, it should be. So, top lane, tier 2 tower. So, Mineski killed it.
The town is under
siege. This flu is killing me. Anyway, so here we do see that Dragon form, or that Dragon Knight being used right back into Dragon form. Going to go for that tier 2 mid tower. He has been repelled. Going to have to back off at some point right there. Didn't want to do enough damage to put this tower into deny range and then having to back off. So now he's coming back up here, and with the creep wave, going to go ahead and kill that tower, take it down. So we do see Mineski definitely having the gold advantage, but they are definitely behind in the kill whatever you want to call it. I'm going to see that Magnus getting out of the ice pass with a nice skewer right onto that Jakiro. Magnus narrowly escaping this fight with 99 HP. You're going to see that Jakiro going ahead and using being healed up by the Keeper of the Lights mechanism. And really just as he was about to die. So it was a really good one. Here we do see that Dragon Knight coming in here in Lothar is going to get a Breath of Fire to kill off that Jakiro. And now we're going to see a really nice reverse polarity. Oh, and the Earthshaker right here going to do a lot of damage. Earthshaker does go down, however, and a nice shockwave going to go ahead and take out the Dro. And we do see the rest of that fight going down. The gem has been dropped, apparently. Apparently, First Esport had a gem. I don't know why didn't Mineski pick that up. There's a gem right here, and it was just ignored. So yeah, there you go. Keeper of the Light has the gem now. So they gave it, I don't know, don't ask me. Maybe it was a mana gem. Like, here, take the gem, you can keep it. I don't know, I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. But they did let them have it back. They walked around it, maybe you just didn't see it, I don't know. But now if we look, we can see that First Esport at 16 kills, Mineski at 13. And if we look at the farm, we can see slowly getting picked up there for the Windrunner at up to 59 CS at 6 kills and only 1 death. Windrunner doing fairly well. Actually, what items? Yeah, the Windrunner does have a Force Staff, a Blade of Alacrity. I don't know how a better way to say that. Alacrity. I don't know. the Ring of Basilius, and the phase boots, as well as a town portal, of course, and a magic wand. And Jakiro right here now. We actually, are we seeing a Lothars on? Oh, I was like, are we seeing a Lothars on the Omni? Because that would be an interesting choice. But no, that was just an invisibility rune. Go ahead and see the Earthshaker TPing in right there. Going to go ahead and take down the both the Jakiro and I believe the Drow. No, the Windrunner. So that's the second death for the Windrunner, unfortunately for her. Up here, we do see the gym has made its way to the Puck, who's level 12. He does have the Blink Dagger right now. If we look at his farm, he has 67 CS, but he has 3 kills and 4 deaths, so it's a little bit under the weather. Going to go ahead and pull out this creep camp right there to pull the creeps back towards his, back up this way a little bit. But actually, maybe not doing that. Maybe just doing that just so he takes less damage on him, because he did go ahead and spell spam to do that. So they are, again, this is a very pushing-oriented strategy, if I can tell, because they do have, of course, that True Shot aura. Lots of ability to push with, of course, the Puck. He can push a lane very quickly, and Drow just needs to be alive to push lanes. Over here we do see that they do have a fair amount of counter push with that Earthshaker, and of course the Shadow Demon is good for stopping hero pushes, but a lot of their pushing power from First Esports I think just comes from a lot of the creeping power, and then of course Mineski can deal with that no problem with the Shockwave, and of course with Omni's AoE Knight healing damage, so lots of damage. We're going to go ahead and see the Keeper of the Light being skewered out of position. Going to go ahead and get Force Staffed back in by that Windrunner across the fissure, and safely going to make it to safety. Nice save. We do see Mineski catching up to 15 kills, with of course First Esports at 16 kills, so Mineski not really that far behind, but they're definitely doing really well in terms of towers. Mineski has all of their tier 2 towers still, none of their tier 1s, and they have taken out all of First Esports tier 1s and tier 2s. They're now pushing the bot lane tier 2, or base tower right here. Yeah, the base tower. Tier 3, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's a tier 3, I'm not sure. Base tower, whatever. Whatever term you want to use there. Gonna go ahead and see just more CS being taken by the Magnus with that Shockwave right there. And of course the Magnus has plenty of mana. Just have that Perseverance as well as Arcane Boots, and of course he has an Oblivion Staff, so there's that. That definitely helps. And who do you see? The Dragon Knights taking a fair amount of damage. Gonna go ahead and see Guardian Angel being used. Jakiro going down right there. Gonna see a Puck coming in and trying to kill somebody. Ezler going ahead, pushing everybody away, giving them mischance down. Decrease, whatever you want to call it, and the Dragon Knight finishing off that tower. Gonna go into Lothars. Looks like he's running away, coming right back in to finish off that Drow, very quickly killing it. Dragon Knight is really doing really well right now. He does have an Assault Curious, has 145 CS, 4 kills and 1 death, so he's definitely managed to really make up for his CS that he didn't quite have in the early game. Definitely has a lot right now. And yeah, the Magnus, of course, also sitting on 111 CS, so he's doing pretty well as well. Puck trying desperately. Puck and the Creeper of the Light just putting in their AoE as much as they can, trying to get these guys to back off. You go ahead and see Puck blinking in and going to use a silence. You're going to see the Dragon Knight going down right there to a nice bit of AoE spam, and the Omni also going down as he was trying to TP out. You see the Shadow Demon trying to TP out as well. He's going to be able to TP out. And the Magnus has come back here. He's probably just going to skewer his way over here. Yes, indeed. Skewered his way to the creep camps, and having no problem with that. Just going to start creeping. Needs more gold. And now we're going to see that Mineski picking up all 3 of their smokes right there on who? On the Earthshaker. Yes, indeed. Earthshaker going to TP into the mid lane. Of course, tier 2 tower push, but or tier 2 tower TP, but it's not bad. Yep. And he's going to go ahead and fissure the mid lane right there. I'm going to go ahead and see a ward being placed right here. Nice place to put the ward. I'll give them some middle vision. Of course, the problem will be if they get smoked on while not in range of that ward. That could be a problem. But we actually see this is somehow being revealed. They picked up the gym on the Shadow Demon, the gym right there. So they go ahead and killed that ward, counter ward with the gym. Really nice to do, and it looks like that might have been originally the Shadow Demon's gym. So maybe oh no. They did not catch First Esports gym. They bought their own gym. So now both teams do have a gym, and the Shadow Demon, who's carrying a gym, actually in a bad spot right here. He's actually going to go down, and will they pick up that gym? They might not get it. We're going to go ahead and see that Magnus picking up the gym instead, and it looked like maybe the Keeper of the Light was trying to get out of there with the TV. I'm not quite sure, but the Magnus did skewer over there. They get mana leaked on that Magnus. The Magnus just sitting there knowing that he doesn't need to chase the Keeper of the Light very far while he is under mana leak to get a kill, but maybe he does? Maybe? No. Keeper of the Light, of course, using the mechanism right there. And, of course, the Magnus is much more mobile than this Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light going to go down to a Shockwave. Omni running around. Dragon Knight, of course, now level 16, just balling right now. He's just really got a lot of crazy damage, and he does have a broadsword. He might be going for crit next. He does have Helm of the Dominator. Crit would be very good to have critical strike. Right now, he does have plenty of attack speed from that Lothar's Edge and the Assault Curious, and the minus armor from the Assault Curious also provides a huge amount of damage, and that crit just synergizes really well with. Of course, crit is just a ton of damage, so you could definitely utilize that. Drow actually does have an Aegis at this point. I don't know when they roshed. I didn't see that. There's so much stuff going on in this game. I'm sorry. But yes, so there you have it. First Esport Roshand, and the Aegis has gone to the Drow. Drow with a Mithril Hammer, maybe going for a BKB. That could be a possibility. Not quite there. We do see now that their first Esports mid lane being pushed. They just lost their mid lane tower at the base. We're going to go ahead and see a reverse polarity as well as a skewer coming in here. And now we see a dying, a lot of units dying right there. The Omni, which is a wonderful double kill, using that Holy Light type thing, and we do see that Drow trying to get out of there while in Lothar, but there is a gem on that Magnus that we saw earlier, him picking that up, and so down goes the Drow. So there you have it, Mineski attacking the second one, and it looks like First Esport is calling a good game. Yeah, so there you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. I know that I'm not the greatest Dota commentator ever, yet. Maybe. Ish. I don't know. But, like I said, you know, feel free to give me some feedback, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyway. You know, and, I'm always looking for pointers, and yeah, so I will probably be doing a lot more Dota commentaries. I don't know exactly at what point. I like them. They're fun. I like to watch Dota commentaries. I like to watch Dota replays. But it's true, I'm fairly ignorant on the strategy part. We do see that Dragon Knight just coming in here, camping their fountain, and gonna get 4-staffed in and died. The game's over though, so it's just having a bit of fun. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm just talking because the game hasn't ended, and I want to look at the scoreboard. So I guess I'll just fast forward that. There we go. Lots of loud keyboard smashing on my part. I cannot fast forward this game very quickly. As you can, my frame rate is dead right now. it just died like instantly and horribly. So yeah, there we have. If we look at the scoreboard, we can see pretty much all these wonderful stats. I'll pretty much let you guys look over them if you're curious. I'm personally not all that curious, but you might be, so I wanted to have them up on the screen for a little bit. And so there you have it. And so I'll see you guys next time.